The Christian life is all about maintaining a right relationship with God, keeping a clear conscience, and obeying the commandments of Christ. Now, we need to study the life and the teachings of Christ, but also we need to develop a strong spiritual relationship with Christ, where He's actually in us and speaking to us. He rose from the dead to live within us and to guide us with His expert navigation to continue His mission through us. Now He has millions of bodies He can work through to reach all these people. There's more people on the earth now. But we are like when Moses set up the people, one person in charge of 50, one person in charge of 100, one person in charge of 25. That's how we are. We're responsible for our city, man. Woman, child, grown up, wherever you are responsible for certain people. You are to be a watchman. You are to be an evangelist, a disciple, a preacher, a witness, a testimony. It's supposed to be coming out of your lips. Alright? So what way can we do this? How can we do this? When the Spirit of God prompts you, it says, hey, I want you to go speak to so-and-so about Christ. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Everywhere you look, somebody needs Christ. We got to be the person who brings Christ to them. Here's something I say. Have you met Christ? Or I say, do you believe Christ rose from the dead? And then I say, Christ rose from the dead to live in you. Satan holds you hostage within your lower nature. But Christ wants to give you a supernatural upgrade. He wants to redeem you from the enemy. Christ poured out His soul into your body, and His blood is being transfused into your veins when you invite Him into your life. It's not your fault for being born a sinner, for being born inclined towards wickedness, for being a rebel in your heart. But it is your fault when you see that Christ came to repair you, to fix you, to change you, to give you a supernatural upgrade, and you say, nah, it's not for me. You depend on your own guidance, your own leadership, your own good works. That's when you receive the seal of condemnation and become the enemy of God, when you reject Christ. Now, Christ asked me the other day, He said, I want you to evangelize to someone. And I was with my family, we were walking into the bookstore, and I didn't do it. But after we went into the bookstore, Christ asked me again, please. Basically, He said, please come on. Yinja, this guy needs me. This guy really needs me. Kind of like that. So I go search for him, I was embarrassed in the parking lot because I was with my family. I didn't want to embarrass them or myself. Probably myself more than them. But, there's a spirit of fear that came upon me before I witnessed. So I wouldn't witness to them. But when I went into the store, I changed my mind. And remember the parable Jesus was speaking when He said, what about the son who is the father who tells the two sons to go do something? One son says, no, I don't want to do it, but then later he does it. And then another son says, yeah, I'll do it, and then he doesn't do it. Well, I was the son who said, no, I'm not going to do it, but then later I changed my mind. That was good. So I went and hunted him down, and I saw him reading a book, looking at the book. And I spoke to him, and I relayed the message of Christ to him as quickly as possible with gentleness. And I hope the Holy Spirit will have something to work with in his life. In the Old Testament, they were slaying giants. They were fighting wicked people who were serving Satan. And now we have to do it in the spiritual realm. Now we have to fight the demons within people who are holding them hostage and oppressing them and depressing them and giving them anxiety and addictions, fear, feelings of worthlessness. These people doesn't matter what they look like on the outside, they need Jesus. Everywhere we look, somebody needs Christ. And we gotta understand that that's our purpose in life, is to preach Christ, to witness, to testify, to hold signs on the street corners, to buy a bullhorn and preach on the street corners, to hand out tracts, make your own tracts, stuff like this, This isn't a tract, this is something to remind me that each day is my last day on earth, But tracts, you could just print something out and like this kind of, put it on a car window, hand it out to people, put it in the bookshelves or the shelves in the stores. I did it at the bookshelf, at the store, at the bookshelf, at the bookstore on the shelves yesterday. But embarrassingly, I want to say, confess, I was asked to witness to 5 people yesterday, and I only witnessed to the first guy. Maybe 2 people, 2 out of 5, I think, maybe. But this is embarrassing. I shouldn't be afraid, but some kind of a paralysis came upon me, and I just, I resisted the Holy Spirit's guidance, and I felt bad about that. And God said, "No, I'm proud of you. You witnessed to that one person, or maybe those 2 people." He said a lot of people don't witness at all. So I was encouraged. Christ was a gentleman with me. I didn't make him too proud, I'm sure, but I'm learning from my mistakes and my bad choices. And I want to store treasures in heaven, don't you? And you are that treasure. I am that treasure. People are the treasures in heaven. Forget this whole world, this ball of idolatry. This entire world is just junk. Everything's idolatry. This thing's idolatry. This is idolatry. This is idolatry. Idolatry. Everything is idolatry. Let's focus on storing treasures in heaven. Witnessing for Christ. Fighting the enemy. Running to the front lines. Making a difference. Advancing the kingdom of Christ, and wearing the robe of Christ's righteousness, being ministers of reconciliation to this last world, being fishers of men. One hook might not get him, but maybe another, or one lure might not get one guy, but another one might. If this way doesn't work, let's try another way. If we can't preach to him, let's fast and pray for him. Let's figure this out together. If you're in Tampa, Florida area, come on, let's get together and go out and street preach. Let's get together and do something. Alright. Check you guys later.